Hi friends, good morning. In the last session, we had a discussion about Python course. Sir, here the course is nothing but core and advanced Python. The duration of the course is 45 to 50 hours and the timings are from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. Every day the class will be there only from Monday to Friday. Saturday and Sunday there won't be any class, but this is a special class I am taking for these 2 days because from Monday we want to we want to maintain a separate new batch for these people. That's why, sir, just we had a demo only on these 3 days, that is Friday, Saturday and Sunday. The syllabus for this is nothing but anyway it is already there in our website. Okay, you can cross check. And the fee for this course is nothing but 7,000. Okay, then the contact numbers, so please do register by today itself if you are interested with this course. These are the two numbers, contact numbers. You can contact immediately. Even, sir, we have a mail id is there. Okay, so what is that mail id is nothing but durgasoft online training @gmail.com. Yes, sir, coming to the syllabus, this is the syllabus which we are going to plan for these 45 days. That is part 1, which talks about fundamentals of programming language, and then scripting level programming, and immediately functional programming, how you are going to work with the functional programming, and what is mean by module, what is mean by package. All these things we are going to discuss. And even, sir, we are going to talk about predefined modules. Like there is one module is there like math, operating system, sys module, calendar module, random module, arrays module. Like this we have n number of modules are there. All these modules we are going to explore. And similarly, so data storage, where you can store your data. So have you observed, generally if you are going to store the information, so definitely we require some storage area. For that we have to go for these files and database. Generally every program is going to interact with the user only. Suppose if you are giving any input, that input will be available to the user, and if you are writing any information, that information will be written to the output screen. But if I want to store the information permanently, then we have to go for either files or database. Okay, then, sir, we can go with the database connectivity also. So how to communicate with the database, how you can write information to the database also we are going to discuss. That topic is called as Python database connectivity. Okay, then as a part of this course we are going to see object oriented principles. Almost 50 principles are there. We are going to elaborate all these things. And programming level concepts are there, like exceptions, multi-threading, logging, regular expression. All these things we are going to discuss in this module. Then Tkinter is there, how you can prepare your GUI screen. Sir, in the yesterday I hope I have displayed for you people one simple calculator program, right? Sir, if I want to develop these type of programs, you can able to see on my screen. So if I want to develop a simple calculator like this, then we have to go for GUI tool. Similarly, sir, we have a database program is also there, that is insert into DB. This part also I explained in the last session. So if I'm giving ID, and then if I'm giving name, if I'm giving salary, if you press insert button, that data will be inserted into the database. Okay, lively I explained in the yesterday how it is going to be done. Such a type of things we can do by using this Tkinter module. And Python testing also I am going to cover for this batch. Okay, but it is not in detail about testing, just basics of testing we are going to cover. And even introduction to the data science, which explains some libraries like NumPy, Matplotlib, Pandas. These libraries, almost some 5 to 6 functions I am going to explain in these libraries, what benefits you are going to get. Then, sir, in the last session, just how you can print the message on the screen I explained. And even we have seen some demo programs, like to feel comfortable that the Python is very easy, I have taken some programs. What is the first program I explained? To calculate factorial of the given number, how you can write the program. Similarly, Python program to print a current month calendar, like this we are going to get. And even, sir, I have implemented a program to read information from the file. How many lines of code we took? Only a single line, which will read the entire information. And similarly, Python program to find biggest of two numbers also we covered. And Python program to calculate reverse of the given string also we covered. Sir, by observing these programs, you can able to feel that Python is a very easy programming language to understand. Okay, even you can able to code like anything. Sir, now I want to show you the syllabus for you people. This is the syllabus which we are going to cover. Okay, so chapter 1, introduction to the programming. Chapter 2, introduction to the Python programming. Anyway, today we are going to start these two. And Python fundamentals, how you can take comments, how you can take keywords, how you can take identifiers, variables, etc., etc., and the data types in Python. Okay, we are going to cover. Then input and output statements, how many input statements are there, how many output statements are there, all these things. And operators, how many operators are there, division of the operators. And the control flow statements, how you can divide your control flow statements, what is the need for these control flow statements. Similarly, string data structure, list data structure, tuple data structure, set data structure, dictionary data structure. We have these 5 data structures are there, using which we can implement n number of programs. So related to these, almost we are going to cover 20 to 30 programs, sir, which is very, very important. And I told already, Python is going to provide support even for functional approach also. Okay, sir, how you can implement functions, how you can write your own functions, what are the predefined functions which are available, on everything we are going to perform postmortem. Okay, and then predefined modules, just I am going to explore some predefined module for your purpose. Math module, calendar module, time module, date and time module, random module, etc. Then, so yeah, MySQL course is not there with us, but anyway, just I want to give a basic idea how you can insert the data into MySQL, how you can delete the data from MySQL tables, how you can fetch the information. Okay, all this related information we are going to see in this. And using that knowledge, and we know already Python, with the help of this Python and MySQL, now we are going to interact with the database. Okay, so how to install Python connectivity tools, and then how you can interact with and how you can communicate with these things also we are going to discuss here. Okay, then, sir, files, how you can create files, how you can write the information. Have you observed how you can handle with binary data, how you can handle CSV, how to read and write information to the Excel files, zipping and unzipping, pickling and unpickling, all these things we are going to discuss here. Then object oriented, I told right, almost 50 topics we are going to discuss with real time examples. All these are very, very important, sir. And finally, we are going to do a small mini project with this OOPS principles, whatever we covered. Then regular expression, it is a very, very important topic. Okay, so using which we can prepare some kind of patterns, and you can check whether that pattern is matched or not. Like if I want to verify the mobile number, there is a pattern is there. Okay, then if I want to verify a Gmail ID, there is a pattern is there, bike registration number, and I want to extract the mobile numbers from a file, and I want to extract a pattern from the file. So like this, if you want to extract any information, or if you want to do for validation purpose, then we can go for these regular expressions. And how you can read information from the websites, that is nothing but web scraping. And exception handling. Okay, exception handling in the sense runtime errors, sir, runtime errors. Then assertions, at the debugging stage we are going to use these assertions. And then what is mean by multi-threading, how you can execute more than one thread simultaneously. Okay, how you can do that. And then what is mean by logging, how many levels of logging is there. Then Tkinter module, NumPy module, Matplotlib module, Pandas module, a small mini project, and then 100 pattern programs we are going to discuss. This is nothing but our syllabus what we have. Okay, sir, any doubts up to this? Please confirm. If everything is clear, we will start with a small program and then we will continue the course. Yes, I request everyone to respond, those who are on the session. Any doubts, friends, up to this related to the course or anything? NumPy is a predefined module which is there in the Python, using which we can handle some beautiful applications. Like if I want to generate the numbers, if I want to evaluate the linear algebra, okay, like mathematical related operations will be there. Okay, yeah, I request everyone to respond. Any doubts up to this? Very good. So let me start, but before going to this, first I want to explain one small program for you people, how I get previous course. Kumar Sahu, what is your doubt? This course, about this course you are asking? I told already you need to contact our admin people so that they will give the registration details. Okay, yeah. Sir, next I want to write a program to print OTP, sir. OTP means what? One time password. Sir, I want to write a simple Python program to generate OTP. No problem. For this we have a predefined module is there. Okay, using that you can able to develop one time password. Sir, can you please explain me how to generate? Very simple. For that, a supported module is there. What is the name of the module? Random. Import random module. Now, random module will be imported into your program. So, from that random module, I'm going to ask, array random module, can you please generate integer value in the range of 100 to 999? So, what will happen? Sir, from this, you are going to get a three digit OTP you are going to get. A 3-digit OTP you are going to get. If you want, you can see. Yes. So 340 is the first OTP. So runtime to runtime, these values are going to change because it is a random value, right? So if you want to work with this OTP, what we need to do? Sir, you have to store that OTP into some variable and send X value, sir, to and send X value, okay, to mobile number or email ID, okay, and ask the user to enter that same number. If the value of X is double equal to Y, then you are valid, else invalid. Have you observed how beautifully we can implement the algorithm? But here you need to concentrate, sir. If you want, you can give time limit also, sir. It is going to wait, sleep off, okay, time off, sir, maybe 2 seconds, sorry, sleep off, sir, maybe 5 seconds or 10 seconds or 30 seconds, it will wait. Once if the 30 seconds got completed, can you please del X? Then after that, if you are trying to fetch, it always throwing invalid. Okay, like this we can implement the program, sir. This is nothing but how OTPs we can generate and how you can validate it. Sir, I want a 6-digit OTP. Suppose assume this go to training is there, right? Go to training is there. Sir, I want to generate our training ID. I want to generate a program to generate training ID. Sir, you can able to see this training ID is nothing but 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 like this. So how many digits are there? 9 digits. Sir, I want to implement a program to work with 9-digit OTP. No problem. You can take the program. Now it is going to generate OTP. Sir, I want some 100 go to meeting IDs I want to generate. Okay, for I in the range of sir 100 values, can you please generate OTP? Yes, now that's all. So total 1 minute, 9-digit OTP means what? 3 4 5 6 7 8 9, 3 4 5 6 7 8 9, like this. Yes, now 9-digit numbers we got. In these, there may be a chance of duplicate numbers also, but yes, you can write the program to eliminate that duplicate also, and you can take unique numbers. Clear? Like this, sir, we can generate OTPs by using this algorithm. Okay, hope the concept is very clear for you people. Now that's all about the program. Let me go with our first chapter. Our first chapter is nothing but introduction to the program. Are sir, can you please talk about programming introduction for a few minutes, and then we will go with explanation. Yes, first topic is nothing but sorry guys. So the first topic is nothing but language. Sir, what is mean by language? Very simple. From the name itself you can able to see. So it is something like a communication medium, sir. So language, it is something like a communication medium, or it is a communication channel. Okay, suppose consider I want to communicate with other person, or I want to communicate with mission, or my mission wants to communicate with another mission. In such cases, compulsory we have to go for which concept? Language. Okay, a person can communicate with another person by using language only they can communicate. Example for such a type of tools is nothing but maybe you can communicate with English, because sir, I'm giving some kind of information in the English, you can able to understand whatever message I am giving. So it is a kind of communication, right? So what kind of communication we are doing? Whatever the instructions which I am giving in the English, yes, you can able to understand the very clearly, right? So it is a something like a communication only. Then even sometimes we can communicate with Hindi also, sometimes we can communicate with Telugu, sometimes Tamil, etc. So these are called as communication mediums. Using these mediums only, a person can communicate with another person. Sir, person to person communication is very clear. Can you please talk about mission to mission communication? Yes sir. So mission to mission communication is possible by using some language. Compulsory, even if a mission wants to communicate with another mission, compulsory language must be required. Sir, example for such type of things, not examples, sir, only one language we have, that is nothing but we can call it as mission language. Sir, some people may use the word called binary language, which contains zeros and ones. Okay, the instructions which are there in this language is nothing but only zeros and ones. Okay, sir, here we don't have any issues. Happily a person can communicate with another person, a mission can communicate with another mission. But the problem rises if a person wants to communicate with mission. So person to mission communication, okay, is always a bigger problem. So to solve that problem only, we are going for programming language. Okay, sir, now what is programming language? Sir, here person to person communication, sir, there is no issues also. Second, if you take mission to mission communication, okay, mission to mission communication also, in this case also there is no problem, sir, there is no issue, happily we can communicate. But if you are taking person to mission communication, which creates always problem, person to mission communication is always a bigger problem. always a bigger problem. Sir, to solve this, we have to go for programming language. So hence programming language is a tool. Programming language is a tool used to interact with a mission. Okay, or it is a software which is used to communicate with mission. Or sir, even we can say it is a translator. It is a translator which converts human readable code into mission understandable code. So which will convert your human readable code into mission understandable code. For such a type of things, we need to go for this programming language. So programming language is a tool which is used to interact with mission. Okay, or it is a software which is used to communicate with the mission, or we can say it is a translator which converts human readable code into mission understandable code. For all these things, we can go for this programming language. Sir, hope the need of programming language and what is meant by language is very clear for you people. Sir, can you please confirm up to this? Do you have any doubts, friends? Yes, please confirm. I request everyone to respond. Up to this, do you have any doubts? Clear, right? Very good, very good. Sir, now how many types of programming languages are there in the market? How many types of programming languages are there in the market? Sir, very simple. All these programming languages are categorized into three categories. First one is nothing but low level programming languages. Sir, in the case of low level programming languages, what activity we are doing? Very simple. Here the instructions are given in low level format. Okay, here the instructions are given in low level format. Okay, then here so if the instructions are given in the low level format, so programmer is responsible to do all activities. So programmer is responsible to perform all the activities, sir. Okay, now the next thing, there won't be any help. There is no assistance, though there is no assistance to perform activities. So I need some help. No, low level programming languages are not going to provide any support. So programmer is responsible to perform memory level operations also. Okay, so memory level operations also should be performed by programmer only. Then sir, can you please tell me some example programming languages which supports low level activities? C language, C++, sir, basic, the languages which came in the early days. So those things are nothing but a best example for low level programming languages. Sir, what about a high level programming language? Now whatever we are learning are comes under high level programming languages. Okay, sir, here the instructions are given in high level format. Sir, best example. Okay, suppose consider in the beginning days of my career, that is 13 years before. Sir, when I started, almost in my class 4 to 5 members will be there. Okay, so in the offline mode, so what we will do, I will switch on the projector, I will switch on the mission, and I will switch on everything, lights, fans, everything, and I will erase the board, and then I will start the class. But nowadays, if I want to take the session, minimum 40 to 50 members will be there in the class. So what we have to do, just we need to Just we need to enter into the class, everything should be automatically done. That is, the system should be in the on mode. Okay, projector should be switched on, all the lights and fans are going. Okay, just we need to go and then we have to start the session. That is the only activity which comes under high level. So when you are improving day by day, compulsory you need to go for high level skills. That is, so non related things, some assistance has to be take care. Okay, for simple things you should not depend. So such a type of programming languages are nothing but these high level programming languages. Here the instructions are given in which format? High level format. Okay, next. So is responsible programmer is responsible to perform only business logic. So whatever business logic we have, you are responsible only to do that business logic. Rest of the things are not in your hand. That is, assistance will be provided by language. That language itself is giving some kind of assistance for us. Okay, next. Sir, here which are the example programming languages for these high level languages? C is the high level language. Okay, C++ is the high level language, Java is a high level language, our Python is also high level. Okay, then immediately you may have a doubt. Are sir, you are telling C is a low level language, at the same time high level language? Yes, hence it is called as middle level programming language. Sir, when a programming language is said to be middle level? Okay, middle level programming language. Sir, here C is there. C is supporting the features of both low level and high level instructions, both low level and then high level activities. Sir, hence C is called as a middle level programming language. Maybe the people who are coming from C language, they can understand this word. Sir, with C with pointers is called as low level activity. Okay, then C without pointers is called as a high level programming. Okay, so C is called as middle level. So with the pointers we can do C programs, without pointers also we can do. Pointer means what? Something related to the memory management, sir. That is, you are not responsible for the memory, right? So you need to do only business logic. So even if you are involving with such type of memory related operations also, then it comes under low level activities. So it is not at all recommended to go for such type of activities. Okay, this is nothing but what is meant by low level programming, high level programming, and then middle level programming language. Sir, can you please confirm up to this? Do you have any doubts, friends? Please confirm up to this. Do you have any doubts? Some doubts coming. 1 minute, 1 minute. Yes, please respond. I request everyone to respond. Divakar, the same link is going to be conducted for tomorrow also. Please log in 5 minutes before, 5 or 10 minutes before you can log in, so that you can't face these kind of issues. Okay, Divakar. But once if the permanent link is established, then no problem. No, why it won't work, man? I joined 10 minutes before with my mobile and with my PC. Yeah, no problem. From tomorrow, please log in 5 minutes before. Nothing will be happen. Okay, Divakar, don't worry. Yes. Okay, fine. So let me go for the next cinema. What we have is, yeah. From Monday, permanent link will be there. Link is already generated. Those who paid fee for them, they already shared it. Okay. From Monday, they need to attend using that link only. It is a go-to meeting link, not a training link. Go-to meeting link. It was already generated. Okay. Even today, we will update running notes, all these things also. Yeah. Yeah, definitely class notes will be provided. Whatever typing I am, that will be shared with you for running notes. You can able to see one of sample running notes. Just I will show you. We will create a Google Drive link and we will share for you people. It's taking some time. Yeah, you can able to see here my drive is there here. Okay, so from this we are going to share the information to the students. Okay, so these are the shared folders. Core and advanced Java, a batch is running. So core Java weekend, full stack developer, logic based programming. So Python 1 to 1, Python weekend, Python 6 p.m. Like this you are going to take. Have you observed Python 10 a.m. running notes? This link will be shared for you people. Okay, from Monday you are going to get this link. Okay, yeah. So let me continue. The next topic what we have is, sir, translators. What is mean by translator? Very simple. A translator is nothing but which converts, or it is a tool which is used to convert one form of data into another form, right? So general definition is nothing but which will convert one form of data into another form. For that purpose we are using translators. Sir, here also we can use a translators. Here also we can use a translators. But here, what is the purpose of translator? Which converts, so human readable code into, which converts a human readable format into mission understandable code. Okay, which will convert human readable code into mission understandable code. That is the purpose of translators. Okay, the following are the different types of translators available. The following are the different types of translators available for us. What is the first one is nothing but, do you know, assemblers. Anyway, these are outdated. We are not at all using these assemblers. Okay, these are outdated. We are not at all using these assemblers. At the beginning days we are going to use these kind of things. Okay, next, second one is nothing but compilers. Then the next one is nothing but interpreters. So what is the purpose of assemblers? In the olden days, we are using these assemblers for converting mission level instructions, to convert to mission level instructions. So old programming languages are using these kind of techniques. Sir, somewhere maybe you know about mnemonics, all these things. Okay, microprocessors and microcontrollers. In such a type of areas we are going to use. But anyway, it is not in our scope. No need to discuss at all. Then what about compilers? Very simple. So compilers, it is used to convert, it is used to convert human readable code into mission understandable code, which is used to convert human readable code into mission understandable code. Then it will scan the total program at a time. Okay, it is going to scan the total program at a time. Whatever program you have, it is going to scan the entire program at a time, sir. And the total program at a time, it is going to be converted if there is no error. Okay, so if there is no error, then the total program will be converted into mission code. This is the duty of compilers. And the example programming languages which uses these compilers are nothing but C, C++, Java, etc. Sir, what about the next scenario? The next scenario is nothing but interpreter. So what is interpreter? The same operation. It is also used to convert human readable code into mission understandable code. Okay, sir, it will scan the total program. It will scan the total program at a time. No, it is not going to scan the total program. It will scan the program line by line. Okay, it will scan the program line by line. Sir, it won't scan the total program at a time. Line by line it is going to scan. Sir, the problem with this is, I hope you can understand the problems, but anyway, difference between compiler and interpreter is there I will explain in detail about that. It will scan the program line by line. Then, sir, if there is no error, then the program will be converted into mission code line by line. The code will be converted into mission code. Sir, can you please tell me which programming languages are example for this interpreter? Sir, Java is an example for interpreter, Python is an example, shell script is an example, JavaScript is an example. Like this, n number of programming languages are there. Everything comes under interpreter only. Nowadays the programming languages are moving towards interpreter based. And you can able to see one small difference is there here. Java is both compiled and interpreted programming language. Okay, it is going to provide support for both compilers as well as interpreter. It will provide support for both compilers as well as interpreter. Okay, this is nothing but what is meant by compiler and what is meant by interpreter. Sir, next one, I want to differentiate these compilers and interpreters. Sir, difference between compiler and interpreter. Sir, when we have to go for compiler, when we have to go for interpreter? Very simple. Sir, the common points I will write first. Compiler, interpreter. What is the first point? What is the first point? It converts human readable code into mission code, right? Sir, even the interpreter is going to do the same operation, right? It will convert human readable code into mission understandable code. Very good, excellent. Second point, sir, it scan the total program at a time. It is going to scan the total program at a time. What about interpreter? Sir, it scan line by line. It is going to scan line by line. So first line will be scanned and then second line is going to be scanned. Like this, it is going to scan line by line. Okay, then third one, if there is any error, we have to debug the errors. Sir, in the interpreter also same operation, right? If there is any error, so we have to debug the errors, right? Then next point, error free programs, error free instructions are converted into mission code. Yes, here also same task. sir, error free instructions are converted into mission code. Okay, now just a minute. So this is nothing but 4 points. Then next one, sir, if you take here, if the error rate, if the error rate is a very high, if the error rate is a very high, then we have to, go for compilers. So when we have to go for compiler based programming languages, if the error rate is very high, then we have to go. Sir, that means there is a chance of getting more number of errors, then only we have to go for this compiler based. Sir, what about interpreter? Okay, sir, if the error rate is, very low, okay, then so we have to go for, interpreter based. So when the error rate is a very low, then we have to go for interpreter based programming languages. And of course, you know the difference also, what programming languages are using compilers and what programming languages are using interpreter. I don't want to explain, I think it is already there. This is nothing but the difference between compiler and then interpreter. And I want to show you the programmatic differences are, okay. Sir, programmatic difference between compiler and interpreter. Array sir, can you please show me the programmatic difference so that I can understand very well. Sir, I will take two programs. One is a Java program, another one is a Python. So because Java uses compiler based execution and Python is going to use interpreter based execution. Okay. So now I will explain with respect to the program and see how it will be. So first I will take Java program. So actually it is not in our scope, just to please understand the instructions, but nothing will be there here. Yes. So there is a file with name test.java where this is the skeleton of Java program. So I want to print a message called hello world. Hello world. Sir, how you can execute this program? Very simple. Just we have a command is there, using that we can execute. Java C is the command which is used to check whether is there any error in your Java program or not. So test.java. So it is verifying. I hope there is no error in our program. If there is no error, what will happen? It returns to the object code. Now we need to run the program. Java space a test I am giving. So hello one, yes, successfully the program output we got. Now let me create the errors. That is our main agenda, right? We need to differentiate with respect to errors. Yes, sir, I want to inject some errors here. So let me remove this double quotation. Let me remove this double quotation. Let me remove this semicolon, and let me remove these two things. Like this, I created some errors. Now, sir, n number of errors will be there. All these errors are going to displayed at a time, sir. If you want, you can check. Have you observed it is displaying three errors? Three errors. Sir, you didn't close the string literal properly and unclosed string literal, semicolon expected. Like this, n number of errors it is displaying. Okay, sir, this is nothing but example. So to compiler where it is going to display all the errors at a time. Okay, next, sir, what about interpreter? What about interpreters? I told already the errors will be displayed line by line. So only the first error it will display. If there is no error in the first line, then only second line will be executed. Like this, it is going to be execute line by line. Sir, now if I execute this Python program, py space test.py, yes, the answer is nothing but hello 1, hello 2, hello 3, and then hello 4. Let me create some errors wantedly. Sir, here I am removing this, and here I am removing this, and here I am removing this, and here I am removing this. Let me check. Sir, only one error you are going to get. That too in which line? Line number one. Sir, if you clear line number one error, then only line number two is going to be displayed. Okay, like this errors are displayed line by line. Errors are displayed line by line. Sir, some people may feel, Are sir, if you are following this approach, definitely there will be a bigger problem, right? Yes, of course, but I told already there is no chance of getting errors in Python. So because that's why in the yesterday session itself I explained almost 10 programs. In that 10 programs we didn't get any error, right? Because easiness will be there, sir. Easiness will be there. Once if you know the instructions very clearly, then happily we can write the program. The error rate is a very less in Python. If you write 100 Python programs, maybe one or two programs may give some kind of errors, but remaining programs definitely it won't provide any errors. Okay. Yeah, so that's all about the first chapter what we have, that is introduction to programming. But I didn't started Python, sir. Just I have given some introduction to the Python. Yeah, introduction to programming. Now can you please confirm up to this, do you have any doubts? Then we can go for this second part. Yes, please confirm up to this, do you have any doubts? Please confirm, friends. Okay, I request everyone to respond, friends. Okay, fine. Very good, very good. Sir, now let me go for the second chapter. Let me go for the second chapter. Sir, what is the second chapter? Very simple. Introduction to Python programming. Rajendra Prasad, it is Edit Plus software. Tomorrow I will explain how to install all these softwares. Don't worry. Okay. Yeah. Sir, introduction to the Python program. Sir, first history of Python. Array, sir, who invented this Python? Who invented this Python? Sir, very simple, very simple. There is one person who is there with name Guido van Rossum. Guido van Rossum. Sir, he introduced Python for us. The official date of birthday for Python is nothing but okay, sir, 20th February 1991. Okay, 1991 is the official date of birth of Python. And sir, I want to talk three important facts about Python. Sir, what is that? Is nothing but first one, sir. Python, sir, please remember these 3 points. If you inject into your mind, then you can enjoy the Python classes. So Python is very easy programming language. Sir, keep it in mind. Even if you are feeling difficulty, if you remember this word, then it will become easy. Okay. Then, sir, in Python everything is treated as an object. In Python everything is treated as an object. Everything is an object, sir. Okay, everything is an object. And one more thing, so Python is an interpreter based programming language. Okay, remember these three words. That's all about history, nothing is there. Okay. Then, sir, what is the Python official website, sir? So from which website we can able to look over all the features and all these things? Nothing, sir. So here, https colon double slash, so www.python.org. This is the official website through which you can find the entire information about Python. Sir, I want to show you that website. Have a look once. This is the website. Okay, sir. documentation will be there, downloads will be there, community will be there, success stories, news, events, everything they are going to display. Sir, I want to see the downloads, all the releases. If you want, you can go with sir 3.9.6 is nothing but the latest version. Okay, if you want to download, you need to click on this. Sir, I want to see the documentation, so let us see Python documentation. Sir, have you observed what is the latest version? 3.9. But 3.10 is about to release. 3.10 is about to release. Sir, let us open 3.10 documentation. What things are there you can able to see. Okay. Yeah. New syntax features they are going to release. New features they are going to release. So what concepts will be there? Everything they are going to highlight in this documentation. Sir, you are going to get these things in future. Okay, you are going to get these things in future. Maybe in 1 or 2 months we can able to expect this Python 3.10. So what is there in Python 3.9? What is there in the 3.9? Yes, it is of course current running version. So what is a new thing here? Okay, you can able to see. So union operator is added to dictionary, type hinting generics in the standard collections. Okay, so like this some new features are there. And one more thing, just I want to show you. Where is that? 1 minute, 1 minute. Yeah, these are nothing but the modules which he added. Okay, have you observed? Expanded the math.gcd function to handle multiple arguments. Formerly it only supported 2 arguments. So generally this gcd function is going to take only 2 arguments, okay, to return the gcd value of those two. But in the 3.9 they enhanced, they expanded this Python version, so this Python function, so that it can handle multiple arguments also. Please remember this point. I will explain with a live example and I will show you. Like this n number of new features will be there, sir. Everything you can able to see in the documentation. Everything you can able to see in the documentation. Okay, yeah, nice. Very good. Then, sir, next, after official website, what is the next one? So where we can use Python? Hey boss, sir, can you please tell me where I can use Python? Yeah, yeah. As of now, don't go for PyCharm. We will discuss how to install PyCharm. Don't worry. So where we can use Python? Sir, there is no limitation. Everywhere we can use Python. Sir, everywhere we can use Python, because Python is a popular programming language nowadays. It supports different types of techniques, so we can use everywhere. The common applications are nothing but we can use in desktop applications. We can use in desktop applications and we can use it in web applications. Web applications, and we can use in networking applications. Okay, and we can use this Python programming, okay, in gaming technology. In the gaming technology also we can use, etc. But it is not that much popular in the mobile environment. Maybe if it comes to mobile environment, then we will feel lucky persons, right? So this is about where we can use Python. Then, sir, what kind of approach Python is going to follow? What kind of approach our Python is going to follow? Sir, I told already in the beginning. So Python, our Python is all-rounder. Our Python is all-rounder. So it supports scripting level programming. Okay, it supports scripting level programming, and it is going to provide support for functional programming also. It going to provide support for functional programming. Even it provides support for object oriented programming. It provides support for object oriented programming also. Like this we can prepare the programs based on your requirement in any one of these styles. Okay, yes, very good. Now, sir, which companies are using Python? Which companies are using Python? Yes, there are multiple companies are there which are using Python. Okay, multiple companies are using Python. Sir, I want to list out some top 4 or 5 companies. Okay, the following are the top 5 companies using Python. Sir, first one, Google. Okay, second one, of course, our favorite, YouTube. Sir, do you know Instagram? Okay, and then Netflix. Okay, sir, one famous company, IBM. Sir, all these are using Python in their working environment. Sir, if you want, you can search here in the Google. If you search, you will get the clarity, right? I'm not telling the false information, I'm giving the correct information only. Okay, sir, top companies using Python. Yes, have you observed 8 world-class software companies that use Python is nothing but, okay, Google, Facebook, Instagram, Spotify, Quora, Netflix, Dropbox, and number of things. You can able to search in the images. Yes, top companies that are using Python is nothing but, yes, the entire list is there here. Okay, Yahoo, IBM, everywhere. Okay, yeah, everything it is going to use. Okay, then next one. So what is the next thing is, sir, why the name Python came into the market? What is the reason? Sir, maximum people are going to feel Python means a big snake. Sir, no, it is not the scenario. Sir, he is, no, it is not a big snake. Don't feel like that. Okay, so it is not a big snake. Okay, why the name Python came means, sir, this Guido van Rossum is interested, sir, towards one popular comedy show. I hope even in our Telugu, Tamil, some multiple comedy shows are there, right? So like Jabardast, Extra Jabardast, like this. Okay, so in the same way, this Gudio is very very interested towards one popular comedy show. What is the show name is nothing but, do you know, Monty Python's Flying Circus. Sir, from this, he selected the name called Python. Sir, from this, he extracted the name called Python. That's all, nothing more than that, sir. Okay, even if you are interested with some hero, okay, definitely we are going to show that particular interest towards, okay, something like, so this is nothing but that popular comedy show, the complete Monty Python Flying Circus. Okay, yes. So this is nothing but how the Python name came. Sir, then how many Python versions are there, sir? How many Python versions are there? Sir, have you observed in the market? Sir, totally there are 3 versions are there. Okay, Python 1.x. But of course, these days are gone. It is ended. We are not at all using this. And Python 2.x. Sir, these days also gone. We are not at all using this particular thing also. And do you know, 31st December 2020 is the last day for this 2.x. From that means this year onwards, we should not use any projects related to 2.x version. Okay, then, sir, current version is nothing but 3.x. It is the current active version. Current active version is nothing but 3.x. In this, multiple divisions are there, like 3.1, okay, 3.2, 3.3, like this we have multiple versions are there. Okay, now, sir, every version is having its own advantages, as well as every version is having its own disadvantages. Okay, like this we have. Sir, I will explain one simple example program, but anyway, tomorrow we will continue the remaining things also. Just have a look once. Just now I told, right, one function, import math is there. So print of math dot gcd of, if you are taking 10 comma 3, it will return gcd of these two numbers. right? 1. Sir, if I am taking multiple numbers, suppose consider 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 like this. Yes, it will give, because my latest version is nothing but 3.9. Sir, can you please execute the same program in 3.9? It is executing and it is giving the result. Suppose if I am executing this in the 3.8, see what will happen. It is going to tell error message saying GCD is expecting 2 arguments, but you have given 5 arguments. Okay, so like this, version to version difference will be there. In version it is valid, in another version it is invalid. Okay, like this we have version to version differences are there. Anyway, I will explain all these things, don't worry at all. Okay sir, tomorrow we will see how to execute the Python program in online compiler. I will explain how to install Python software and how to execute Python programs in offline editor, and the various commands which are used in Python execution process, and Python fundamentals also we will cover tomorrow. Okay, and from Monday this batch is going to be regularized, so we are going to get data types in Python from Monday. Okay sir, now if you are feeling any doubts, yes, happily you can ask, so that we will clarify all your doubts and then we will continue. Yeah sir, please register by today itself, so because we are going to share all the details to the registered candidates only. Okay, yes, please confirm any doubts up to this. Yes, please confirm friends, any doubts up to this. How to get the previous lecture of this session? Yeah, you can contact our admin people, they will share. After registration only they are going to share. Otherwise you can check it in the YouTube, it will be there, I think so. Yeah, please, you can. Okay, no problem. Register by 10, register by before 10 o'clock, because first class it is already there in the YouTube, please verify it once. Recorded classes, live classes, nothing. This is the live class, the same thing is recorded and they will share you. Just you can refer 1 or 2 times, that's all, nothing more than that. Yeah, handouts will be there, Girish, I told, right? Hacker rank link. Yes, on the live you can able to get some clarity, right? You can able to discuss and you can ask the queries, all these things. So live classes will be better. So not with respect to amount, you can interact, right? Within 45 days, 1 hour, nothing will be there. Yes, Gangadhar, better to refer Python 10 a.m. batch videos, regular batch videos. Okay, yeah, that's all about today's session, guys. Thank you, sir. We will meet for the continuation tomorrow same time, 10 o'clock, 10 to 11 will be the session. From Monday regular classes. Okay, yeah, thank you friends. No, those things won't be covered, Rajendra Prasad. Yeah, thank you. You can leave the session, guys. Thank you. Yeah, please go ahead. Yeah, first learn this core Python. Okay, because Python fundamentals are important for joining into that courses also. That's why better to learn first Python and then you can go with that. Okay, yeah, fine. Thank you, friends.